Hello, Weston Baptist Chapel, and thank you for joining us as we continue our journey down the Via Dolorosa. Today, we pick up in Matthew chapter 9, beginning at verse 18. As Jesus was saying this, the leader of a synagogue came and knelt before him. "My daughter has just died," he said, "but you can bring her back to life again if you just come and lay your hand on her." So Jesus and his disciples got up and went with him. Just then, a woman who had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding came up behind him. She touched the fringe of his robe, for she thought, "If I can just touch his robe, I will be healed." Jesus turned around, and when he saw her, he said, "Daughter, be encouraged, your faith has made you well." And the woman was healed at that moment. This woman deserves our thoughts today. The religious man wanted Jesus to come and heal his daughter. This woman did not need Jesus to even talk to her. She just wanted to touch his coat. With that touch, she believed she would be healed. She was healed. Too often we struggle in our faith. When we pray, we come into his presence, and there we give God our burdens. Why do we pick them back up on the way out of his presence? Why do we feel God has to come to our workplace to fix things, to our problems, and remove them? It is because our faith is weak. Faith is taking his promises that he gives to us in his presence and walking out knowing that he will keep every promise. It is touching his garment and knowing God has heard and will answer our prayers. Let's come into his presence. Let's hear the promises from his word. Let's leave with the faith of this woman. We need to take time in his presence and just let him speak. We need his word to wash over us and saturate our mind and thoughts. We need to hear him speak the promises spoken from his mouth. What more could we ask for? His words are life. We need his life in abundance today. We need his forgiveness for the times we have left his presence in the past and picked up our burdens on the way out. Choose to leave only with the promises he speaks. Let's continue reading, picking up at verse 23. When Jesus arrived at the official's home, he saw the noisy crowd and heard the funeral music. "Get out," he told them. "The girl isn't dead, she's only asleep." But the crowd laughed at him. After the crowd was put outside, however, Jesus went in and took the girl by the hand, and she stood up. The report of this miracle swept through the entire countryside. Jesus said, "The girl is not dead." Even to me today, this seems like such a strange thing to say. She was dead. Everyone knew it, including Jesus. We see death so differently than God sees it, though. To us, it is real, it is final, and it is a tragedy, especially when it is a child. Jesus saw it differently. The girl needed only to be awakened, something very easy for Jesus. When we look around at us spiritually dead people, people who do not know God, are separated from him and have no apparent interest in him, God says they are dead in their sin. Still, it is not a problem for God. They just need to be awakened. That is something God finds easy to do. We find it hard. We find it nearly impossible to understand how it can be done. The best things to do is just get Jesus in the picture. The impossible becomes easy. Remember this when we talk to those spiritually dead. Just bring Jesus into the picture. It really is all about Jesus. It is not about death. It is not about impossible situations. It is not about anything else. When we see these impossible situations, we need his help to bring Jesus into them. When we try to figure things out on our own, we need him to shake us up again. We need to learn afresh that all we need is his presence, and things will change. Thank you for joining us, and join us again tomorrow as we continue our journey down the Via Dolorosa. God bless.